be chewing on the podcast.
That's fair. I respect that. I thank you for that.
Yeah.
I had some chicken fried rice, one of those quick 7-minute things.
Yeah.
Those things that cost $1 for poor people. Yeah.
Boy, oh boy. Salt.
Starving artist over here, baby.
Do we need to get you some dough down there?
Yeah, man. We need to get some fucking donators out there. We need some listeners.
We need a call to action.
Call to action. Listen first and then donate. That's adultstorytime.net, not
adultstorytime.net. Yeah, I put that in my mail list today. I hope some people maybe clicked on it. People don't really, it's so hard to get anybody interested in any kind of artistic venture that anyone's doing.
It is. And like it sucks, but like it's just a part of it. And
yeah.
I'm guilty of it too, even as an artist.
Oh, like, so am I.
There's so much to fucking consume out there now.
Yeah, there is.
It's hard. And honestly, I end up rewatching something that I've binged 12 times already.
Isn't that interesting? And I think about that as a creative. Like, I've purposely tried to find new music now on my Spotify. I listen to my recommendation every Monday because I purposely want it. And it's really like made me fall in love with music again, even though it took an actual effort to do it.
Yeah. Oh, I love the Spotify suggestions.
Oh, the algorithms are killing it.
Have you heard the new Janelle Monáe? Are you a fan?
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing. I forgot the name of it. Terrible podcaster. We need where's Ben?
We can look it up. I'll look it up. But you're going down that rabbit hole? You're listening to a bunch of that?
Yeah, that one came up. I fell in love with that one. But I also love going back in time. Like I've been on an Erykah Badu kick lately too. Little Baduism way back in '97.
Dude, yes, I love Erykah Badu. You know who I listened to recently? My trip back from Bismarck, Jill Scott.
Oh, Jill Scott.
Did you ever listen to Jill Scott?
Yeah, she comes up in that random Spotify mix for me every now and again too.
That live album she did, the Live Experience, I think is what it was. I've looked for that on vinyl for years, and I cannot find it.
I don't think I've ever experienced it.
It's so good. It's so good, dude.
I'll hit that after here.
Mm-hmm. How about any good country you've been listening to, John?
Well, you know what? I was just stumbling through, and have you heard of this guy, Jason Aldean? Did I say his name right?
I think so.
Aldean?
Jason Alden.
Jason Alden? Well, see, apparently this song came out, and I'm curious to your thoughts on it. I don't know if you've heard it.
I haven't.
Try That in a Small Town.
Okay. All right.
So, like, the name is already a little come at me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
So this song came out, like, in May, I think. And it's just now getting some fucking controversy.
Okay.
It's
Have you listened to it?
I did. I listened to it once.
Okay.
Maybe once and a half. Maybe I listened to it twice, but it wasn't overtly racial. I hear like the I hear like the video uses footage or whatever that's
okay.
It's like actual I don't know. It's actual news footage, but it's kind of I don't know. It might
he's
be
he's not going like with George Floyd or anything, is he?
It wasn't George Floyd, but it was something more recent.
Oh, is shit like that though?
Yeah, like it was about like it was anti-protester and shit like that, pretty much.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So
well, I know you mentioned talking about this, and so I thought I didn't know if you had heard it or not. I thought we should do a reaction video to the song.
Oh, let's do it again. Because I don't remember the words.
I've never listened to it.
Oh, perfect.
So I don't know if you have a way to listen to it there. Because I don't know. Oh, I didn't really think about setting this up to where we could hear it on the recording.
Oh, shit.
Maybe I'll just try this. I'm just going to play it.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's got that classic. It sounds like every modern country song.
Yeah, for sure. I feel this.
There's a song. There's an episode by Candace Owens. Is Jason Aldean going to lynch me?
Like,
damn. All right. So I got to stop it every few minutes or though.
yeah. I couldn't hear much on my end anyways.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, it sounds like hot, humid summer garbage. But I like, and you know what? I like country music, and songs like these kind of piss me off because they're so absolutely written for a reaction.
Yeah.
There's no artistry behind this.
Right.
It's
and
formulaic and bland.
Yeah. And you have to, but you also have to it's garbage or not, you have the right to fucking make it, I guess.
Yeah. Nobody's taking that right from him though. We have the right to make fun of him for it.
Yeah. It's super funny. Like I learned about this on Facebook. Like it was either like half the people were canceling him and half the people were standing with him.
God, we're so weird.
Yeah.
We are
I know.
so weird, dude.
People are so fucking weird, and that's the part that I really wanted to fucking talk about. It's like I wonder like this came out 2 months ago, so I wonder where it started or who started it.
Follow the money, huh?
Yeah. Or maybe it was
2 months ago, you'd think it would have been like a big thing then.
Yeah. What if it's like a political bot that like started it? Because like look who it's dividing. Coming up around an election time where people are starting not to care about it.
Right.
Like it's all bullshit, so people like are like kind of fuck it. And cuz there's no good candidates and nobody's interested in anything besides keeping Trump out.
This feels like a Trump maneuver. Like get people to stand up and side with Jay. That's like the Trump people that would be standing up for it.
Yeah.
I would think maybe.
Yeah, but it's back to Trumpers versus the woke.
Yeah.
You have to cancel Jason Aldean or you have to stand with him. So you either have to be left or right. And coming up around election time, like that's a good way to fucking spark that rivalry back up. You know what I'm saying?
It's so exhausting. Yeah, you're right.
We were all getting distracted with aliens, and aliens in Ukraine wasn't doing it for us. Like we're just we're all like don't know what to do with that. So like we're kind of united in like what should we do? But now we give you something small and menial to fight about, and it's like, oh yeah, I fucking hate you again. I remember.
Yeah, we gotta find crumbs of divisiveness.
Yeah. Try that in a small town, motherfucker.
That really bothers me. You know, and that's why I think like people like RFK, who is, he's running as a Democrat, and the media is just basically ignoring him. And his whole message seems to be he wants to unify.
Yeah.
And granted, there's a lot of shroudedness behind him because the anti-vax thing, and there's a lot of like spins against him. But a candidate that would run on a platform of we just want to unify would be completely ignored at this point.
Yeah. They're definitely trying to push that out because like he knows his shit. Like you watch him on podcast or long form, like he was on Joe Rogan. It was a great episode.
RFK was?
Yeah.
I'd be curious to listen to him long term.
Yeah. Yeah, because I try and stay away from politics, but sometimes you have to fucking get in there.
Well, it's a luxury that not everybody has, and I don't think we have it anymore either because things are getting shitty out there.
Yeah, but like that's the thing though. Like it's still a sham. Like it gets shitty, so we can't let it go.
Yeah.
Like
try that in a small town.
Try that in a small town.
You know, I grew up in a small town. I don't remember it being like militia. I don't remember like militias and being, whatever, I guess.
Right. He put out like a defense tweet saying, obviously it wasn't. And like it meant like, in a small town we take care of our own regardless of anybody. But again, and like I didn't watch the video, I just kind of heard. I'm just talking out of my ass, and I wanted to put it.
Yeah. But
Put it
my
into the
experience from a
ego.
small town is they didn't take care of everybody. It was just less rich and less poor people still divided.
It's
You know what I mean?
yeah, still in its a small town, still in its sectors. Like how many people? How many people are? What's the population of your hometown?
It was 30,000 was where I was born, which isn't that small. But then I went to a town in Missouri that was, I think it was 18,000.
And I bet within that 18,000, like it was still divided by like 5.
Oh yeah, and not to talk about how racist it was in comparison to big cities. Now,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, there's still racism everywhere, but like blatant, almost like easy racism, you know, like
Sure.
well, that the Mexicans live on this side of town, so you know, like
Yeah.
that's easy.
It's just categorizing. But
It's just
like,
easy, yeah. I mean,
right.
it's still shitty, but it's
Right.
easy. There's not a lot of thought behind it, not a lot of you know, insidious nature like privileged racism that you see in cities where I don't know.
Like I went out of my way to be racist to you.
Yeah, or like people pretend that they aren't.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. That's even worse. Or you try and get away with it, like underhanded racism. Like
Yeah.
yeah, it's like oh,
Like
if
me.
you call me on it, there's deniability if I call you out on it.
Right.
But like otherwise,
Right.
you have this inside joke in your head. That's like haha, I got him.
Oh, me
I
today at
called
the
him a
grocery
monkey.
store, it was a great reminder that yeah, I'm still racist because I was like, all right, black guy's cutting me off to get his fried chicken. Like how
Just-
stereotypical can it get, dude?
Dude, I realized I was a little racist when I moved down here.
Down to Santa Fe?
Yeah, like again, not in a malicious way, just
Yeah, right.
in a like a childish like.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, I've seen like, and I understand like the legitimate ignorant racism that like I get from waiting on white people sometimes.
Sure.
Like when they're just uncomfortable in situations. Like I was working at the tavern this one time, and this dude was trying to order a bent paddle black cold press.
Okay.
But like he was so uncomfortable with saying the word black to me, his waiter, he didn't know how to say it. Like he was stumbling through it. Can I get a can I get a and then he was
African
just
American
like,
cold press.
yeah, see, he was just defeated. Can I get a bent black?
Awesome.
And, yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll never get to experience it on that side of it, but it is.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
I
yeah, it's funny.
I got to be on the other side of that. Like with like the extremely large Mexican population down here. So I'm
Oh,
like,
sure.
yeah. So like I've never had a problem with Mexicans or whatever. I like everyone. But
Yeah.
like I realized like the few Spanish words that I know, like the way I had been using them in like regular Duluth life in childhood was kind of racist. Like I don't know, like it would be like just like ignorant racism. So like the way I'd say "Que pasa?"
Oh,
like
sure.
Cheech and Chong.
Yeah.
But, like,
the
I-
accent.
Yeah, like I was afraid, like I was too like awkward to say "Que pasa?" to anybody for a super long time down here because in my mind I was like, oh shit. When they weren't around, I used to say it racist wise. Like
right.
I realized it was racist because I wouldn't say it like that in front of them. Well, like now after I get to know them, I could.
Yes.
But like just walking up to like a Spanish person in the kitchen, I wouldn't just say "Que pasa?"
Right.
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh shit, I'm racist.
Yeah, it's true. All right. That's a good rule of thumb. If you wouldn't say it in front of them,
Yeah,
then it's racist.
Yeah, and not even like the black dude that you've known for a while, like a strange, like if you wouldn't say it in front of like the 9-piece chicken black dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
No, hell no, I wouldn't say that. And that's why
Yeah.
I was like, that's
Yeah,
why I
right.
knew. I was like, oh, this is a reminder that I'm racist because
Yeah.
that stereotype exists. I obviously know it, and I've internalized that stereotype into my life to where when it happened right there in front of me, as cartoonish as it is,
yeah,
I didn't miss a beat. Realizing the coincidence of it,
yeah.
or the
That's-
novelty of it.
Yeah, and that's progress, brother. That's progress.
It is what it is. It's just life, and there's no hatred behind it. It was more funny, and I was frustrated that I got cut off, but I've been cut off by all sorts of different types of people. Yeah. So whatever.
It's fine. It's just
it was more, I'm almost happy. I'm kind of glad it happened because it's hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, it's that classic Dave Chappelle bit about like him not wanting to order chicken. Everybody in the restaurant looking at him.
Right.
The waiter, it's like,
it's delicious.
Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy.
Exactly that.
We all know that you was going to order the chicken.
Oh. And you know, you and I have had this conversation before. Is I think back, 15, 20 years ago when Chappelle Show was on and it was making fun of racism right on its face.
Yeah.
That it was, I think we had less blatant racism in our country. Socially.
Sure.
I mean, it was still there in like the differences in healthcare and all the systematic ways. But socially, it was, I think we had less racist shit socially because everybody was laughing together at stuff on this giant platform.
You put it out there and like it's true. So there's not like, you can't really deny it. And it's just funny. The way it takes a storyteller like Dave Chappelle to unite the world. I think that's
at that point.
That's why
he's kind of divided everybody today. But
today,
well, with the trans jokes.
Oh yeah, oh, but that's a good point though. Like, who was trying to cancel him? Were the people that like it's the extreme left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm a liberal motherfucker. Like, I hate that I have to like clarify that.
It's super weird.
Yeah. But like our party has failed. Like it's gone too far. Like
it's
way on the other side of the spectrum, and now it's like a shark eating its own guts.
I think what happened, John, and I don't know how to word this well because I don't think it is the party. I think it got the movements and political ideas became corporatized to a point where they were making money off of media, was making money off of political boundaries or political ideals and like advertising. And as advertising more and more ramped up throughout the years, you started seeing these issues pushed more and more because the further you could push an issue, the more money you could make on things like ads or, every corporation in America celebrates Pride Month. And then as soon as Pride Month is on, they're done.
Right.
They don't care. It's all about trying to make money with ads and trying to connect to different demographics.
Dude, how about
they don't
Bud
give a
Light?
shit.
It's a few weeks old, but damn.
Bud Light is a sinking ship. Crazy, right?
Right.
And all they had to do was just shut up.
Yeah.
And not do anything.
Yeah.
But they couldn't because our culture now requires corporations corporations have to have political ideals.
Right.
And that's how they make their money.
Yeah. Cancellation is too powerful of a tool.
Yeah.
And just be like, don't do that if you're this.
It's just crazy. It's wild to me. Even as a business owner, you have to pick a side now.
Right.
Which is wild. And I don't know. I don't know what to think of it because I do agree with these liberal ideas.
Sure.
But I just can see the bullshit.
Yeah. There's too much identity. It's like too much identity tied to it, and it's a religion now.
It is a religion.
Yeah.
It is a religion. You're right. It's wow, that's crazy to think too.
Yeah, and you almost just have to follow with blind faith no matter what the trend or topic. It's like, this is what we care about now.
You can't have any questions? Yeah. Look at us, bunch of right-wingers on the internet.
Oh, motherfucker, right. Dude, if anybody watched this, they'd clip it and be like, fucking cancel Oddville. Like, he loves Jason Aldean. And
yeah. Adam said that a black guy loves chicken.
Right.
Dude, if you could get canceled by saying that today, that'd be amazing. That would be the most amazing way to get canceled. It's like the oldest stereotype.
Right. Johnny T is a race traitor.
Yeah.
He's best friends with a racist.
Exactly. Oh, God damn it. It's a sinking ship. What are they gonna do? Not let me not have a job?
Yeah. Whatever, man. Like, just lean into it. Then half the country would buy our books.
That's
if half the country hates us, even if there are people, the other half will buy our books.
That's the thing. I don't want to betray
Right.
the ideas I believe in.
Well, they sold us out first.
That's
Fuck it.
true, actually.
Let's get
That's
paid.
true. That's true. Might as well get rich off it.
Right.
Dang. Or I could be poor and hated. Might as well be rich and hated. Maybe that is the move, huh? Maybe we need to draw a line in the sand, John.
Right. Let's just get fucking real controversial from here on out. Hot takes only.
I like Kanye.
He's a genius.
We lost that episode.
Yeah, that's probably good.
That's hilarious. For anybody that is listening to this, we were talking. I think we were like talking about how Kanye was a genius.
Yeah, it was like the day before, like he dropped like all the J stuff.
Yeah. How amazing is that, dude?
Right. It was perfect timing. It would have been amazing. We got 100 views.
I was just editing before this the rest of the Leila episode, so I'll put that out. We did 2 hours with her. That was a big episode.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of good stuff.
I can't wait to listen to that one because like
yeah, I'll
honestly
send it to you
like
tonight.
I stopped. I'm sure I mentioned it a couple times at the end, but I stopped making memories pretty early in that one.
Well, you were slurring your speech in it, but I mean it was fine. It was fun, but there was just some parts to cut out. But it was kind of a messy one to edit. But I'll have it. I'll just send the audio tonight. It's so hard putting video over these things. Good
like
Lord.
syncing them up.
Well, syncing them up and then cutting them and then cutting the audio with it. Like, there's got to be a better way to do this.
I'm just learning how to do audio right now, and like
It's a lot.
it's a lot. It's a fucking process, but like learning through it is pretty cool.
One thing I did cut out on the Leila one that I wanted to make sure I brought up on this with you so that you had a better opportunity to describe it and talk about it because it was slurry, was how to write a novel.
Okay.
Your project.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Because we were talking about it and it just kind of devolved into random convo that didn't go anywhere. And I want to make sure we got a good explanation of it.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for bringing it back up again. Yeah, that was a much needed release, but like I was a fucking sloppy mess by the end of that episode.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was
fun. It was the days of old.
Oh, her and I were drinking vodka in it too. Like we were not sober either. It was fun.
We're getting it. Okay, so the current project that I'm working on right now is called How to Write a Novel in 5 Years, A Hero's Journey. So in a similar vein to Pete and Gwendolyn grew up, it's a short story episodic, but it's in memoir form.
Yeah, memoir. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. And as of today, I'm almost finished writing the 6th episode, and then I'm going to start recording that. And that's going to be season 1. And that's 6 parts of Ordinary World. So I should back up. Like
Yeah.
You're familiar with the hero's journey, right?
Yeah. So, but for anybody that isn't, that's Joseph Campbell. And what was it? There was like 16 levels or something.
Yeah, it's
or maybe 18.
16 or 18, depending on how you tell it. And I won't go through all 18. You should definitely go Google Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey. But George Lucas used it to write Star Wars. Dan Harmon swears by it. He writes Community with it. Yeah, it's the King Arthur story.
Awesome, man. Yeah.
Yeah, you start in the ordinary world, and then the call to action comes, or the call to adventure.
Call to adventure. It's Abraham's call to leave home, to go and do something that you don't want to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's what you have to do, and then you're going to refuse the call, and that looks many different ways. It could be like procrastination, fear. It could be just doing another project, whatever have you. But it goes like that, and then you get the supernatural aid, and then you kind of get into it, and then I'm not going to go through all the steps of it, but eventually, like, you'll get the boon. You got to cross through this threshold. That's the toughest point. Like, it's kind of like the point of no return.
Would they call that the dark night of the soul?
Yeah.
That's that part in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You enter the dark night of the soul. It's like you still don't want to keep going on the journey, but like you've gone too far to turn back now. So you have to like, maybe it's almost kind of like the mirror match in like Mortal Kombat, where you have to face yourself at the end of it.
Yes.
And then you come through it, you get the boon, whatever bliss that you're chasing, because that's the whole thing, is to find your bliss. And once you get that boon, then you have to like go through another threshold to get back into incorporate yourself into the new ordinary world, because like they call it like the magic flight, to where like everything that you've learned along this journey just kind of like comes together and it makes sense. But for whatever reason, that can't last, and you have to incorporate that back into the ordinary world. Like you have to bring the boon back. If it were an actual like medieval hero's journey, like if you and the knight has to go get the gold, and that's the boon.
You got to slay the dragon.
Yeah, you got to slay the dragon, but you got to bring the gold back to the town.
Right. Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
It needs to be shared. It needs to be dispersed or distributed.
Yeah, you can't just sit there on a slayed dragon with a bucket of gold all to yourself.
Damn, that just opened something up in me, John.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's where I'm feeling short on my journey, because we all have that journey in us.
Yeah.
You know? Like yours, I would imagine, was to let go and to take this leap into Santa Fe, and to take the leap into your artistry, and to try and grow and commit to this.
That was the boon. And like my incorporation of it like back into this new ordinary world that I've created, like the merging of two worlds, is really actually writing this series and like sharing my process and everything that I like went through. And like it's more about all the ways that I stood in my own way along this journey.
Yeah.
Like I started with a plan to write this novel in a year. I told people that it'd probably take me 2, but I really knew in my back of my mind, if I just had 4 months to get weird, like I could snap it out.
Right.
Well, like a year goes by.
How long ago was that?
That was 5 years ago.
Right.
So
how to write a novel in 5 years.
And after the first year, like I'd say like actually like shareable and readable was, I only had like the first episode of Pete and Gwendolyn done. Like I read the first act at Soup Before Soup at Jim what's his name's house.
Oh, in Superior?
No, his house is on London Road, but it was Superior night for Homegrown that year.
Oh, for Homegrown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's a nice guy, a little weird. Hangs out at Sir Ben's. Jim something. Fuck, sorry, dude.
Yeah, well,
if you're watching.
But,
thank you for that opportunity. He would like a little preview into an episode. He's actually like the supernatural aid that got me back on track.
Oh, cool.
Because a lot of shit happened over that first year, and you'll hear that in the story. Mm-hmm. But I was just drinking at Sir Ben's, and he was actually talking to Odie, and he asked Odie if he did any art or that had anything that he'd want to share at his little. It was like a pre-party. It's super weird. Like Gavin was there. Gavin was on either before or after me.
Okay.
I can't remember. But like, yeah, we're just like hanging out hippie style, eating soup and shit. And like playing music and reading books and getting weird. So he asked Odie if he wanted to do that, and was like, I'm not creative. I don't fucking do that. Like, Odie. But he's like, well, John is writing a book. And so like I kind of got put on the spot. Like I had to say yeah. And so but like that made me get back to work and like clean up that first chapter. At that point is what it was, but is now like the first act of the first episode. But yeah, after that first year, that's all that I had done. But I was still confident that I was still confident that I could maybe do it over the summer, if not on the road while I was promoting it.
Yeah.
it's ridiculous to think about now, but if I didn't have, like, we'll call it my happy thought, like if I didn't have that happy thought to make me believe I could do it, I
Right.
would have quit. You know what I mean? Like if I'd have known it was going to take me 5 years to publish something 5 years
Right.
ago, I would have fucking done something else.
Yeah, no kidding.
I probably would have started managing restaurants again.
No shit. Yeah. No, you're right. I'm in the same way. If I would have known that too. And when I finished my first book, I was like, "Oh, this is easy. Hell, I could
Yeah,
just write another one really quick now that I know
right.
how to do it." And that
Yeah.
took another 4 years.
Right. I got the formula.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. If you know, but I think God has a way of deafening us when
Yeah.
when or whatever the logos or the whatever the universe, whatever you think it is,
Yeah. But
the
like, yeah, to
muse.
get back into, like, bring it back into Hero's Journey, I
Mm-hmm.
think like all the things that we spend, like in the everything that happens in the refusal to the call is that, like, is that ethos, is that God, it's the universe, like, distracting you, keeping you in the game, cuz like you got that mindset, like you're not giving up, like you're just like, I'm going to get to it. So it's like that confidence, it's like all I have to do is sit down and get to it, like I'm not
Mm-hmm.
that far away. But all these distractions keep happening, and it, like, kind of brings you out until you kind of and then you'll probably get a boost, but all that shit will carry you on until you're into the threshold to where you're too far to turn around.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
you've gotten too far into your book to just quit. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And a lot of people do.
Yeah. And you have
And
to, a lot of
then
people
they
quit before that threshold. And like I
yes, you're
think
right. Yeah.
that's what the hero's journey is for. It's to, like, sharpen you and kind of test your mettle. It's like that
Mm.
living a blissful life has to be earned in a
Mm.
sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're
Like
right. It does have to be earned.
you got to go through some shit. Like fucking agates and geodes take lots of storms to fucking shine. It takes thousands of years of tumbling for a fucking to agate to look so shiny. You know what I mean?
Man, awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
But it's a fucking beautiful process to be a part of. Like once you can understand it, like again, like for you on your second book,
Mm-hmm.
it's like you get into it where it fucking sucks again, but it's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I've been here before though. It's like I know
Yeah.
we can get through it. Like I
Yeah.
forgot how much it sucks sometimes, but like
Yeah.
oh, like I
Yeah.
got through
It's
it
worth
last
it.
time, and
Got
you're a
through it
little bit
last time,
sharper every time.
and it is better, and it's a better book,
Yeah,
and
mean,
it's just better. I don't know.
yeah. I
Hopefully,
mean,
the third one will be better. I don't know.
God willing.
Yeah.
But like I'm kind of grateful that I got four and a half. Like I started chopping this down into short stories about 6 months before I started releasing them. So I
Mm-hmm.
really got 4.5 years to practice writing. So like that's kind
Yeah.
of a blessing in disguise. Like I remember we were drinking at Sir Ben's once, and you kind of mentioned like, man, like, because we are talking about the premise, and I was like, man, I don't know if I'm like ready to like handle it. Like I don't think I'm a good enough writer to tackle what I'm trying to do. Like
Yeah. Right.
I didn't think my skill set could merge with where how far my imagination could go. And
Right.
you were just kind of like, man, wouldn't it be nice to just have like 5 years to write something else and then do that? And I was like, fuck that. Like I'm not
Yeah,
writing
right.
something else. I'm not taking
I,
a break.
I did the same thing. I wish I would
But
have written something before Limbo, so that Limbo would have been better. You know,
yeah,
and then Villa
but
Layla would have been better, or whatever. But
I mean, Limbo's great. I love it. And like, but you're still. I mean, I already hate parts of Pete and Gwendolyn grew up.
yeah,
It's like
you
fuck.
do.
That's
Yeah.
so yeah. That's so wordy. It's like you don't like
Yeah, a
yeah.
little purple, a little purple prose, and
Yeah.
that's how I feel with Limbo. It's like, what am I doing? I'm an idiot.
Right.
But
But
that's
like
okay, man. That's okay.
yeah. Life is a draft.
Well, hey, look back at pictures of you from middle school.
Exactly.
You know,
Like yeah.
still
Think of
you.
yeah. Fucking oh man. What were some things? Oh, like earlier than even middle school. Like maybe it was closer. I just saw
Yeah.
this picture the other day, to where like I remember the picture day that day. Like I borrowed this kid's clip-on tie, but I was still buttoned down, like not this far, but
Yeah.
like I had my shirt buttoned down like this, and the clip-on was hanging down right here. So like it wasn't even fucking fooling anybody. And I had a fucking Zach Morris coif.
Yes.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
It was the Black Morris. Oh.
That's ridiculous. Fuck yeah.
Oh, but yeah, that's the point. You're supposed to look back and like, you should look back on shit last week and say, man, like I was kind of a shitty writer.
Well,
it's like
and
every
you
time
know
you
what?
go out there, you just like any sport or anything with repetition. You go out there, you should be a little better.
I was just talking with this about Lucy today, talking about this with Lucy this morning, because she started practice, or she started soccer, and she went to soccer practice.
Okay.
And we were talking about how do you know if you're getting better at soccer? And I think that I think with things like this, it's kind of counterintuitive, because when you start looking at things and thinking that you're getting worse, you're actually probably starting to get a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because you're working on newer skills that you didn't have before. You know, like I was telling her, you know, if you're trying to dribble through these cones and you're having trouble with it, it means you've gotten better than when you started, because when you started, you couldn't dribble at all.
Yeah.
You know,
you don't realize how much you don't really realize how much you suck at first.
Right. Yeah, when you start realizing that, that's when you're getting better.
Yeah, you learn how to do something, and you understand and feel when you do it wrong.
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly. Yes, totally. And so it was kind of this. She called me afterwards, and she's like, "I think I'm getting better, even though I know you said I would think I was getting worse." I was like, "No, that's not exactly how I meant it." But
then don't overthink it.
Yeah. Just go with it, kid.
Yeah.
But I think about this stuff all the time. It's like, especially when you're talking about with like the hero's journey and really wanting to find purpose in life, and you start this novel and you realize how hard this novel is going to be. It's 5 years later. It's like all these things, but yet you stay on the path because life has this way of keeping you on this path, whether that's unbearable anxiety when you're not working on it, or the sense of failure when you don't do it, or something. And I think that these are all like the universe's like rumble strips on your highway. You know what I mean? You're kind of swerving off. You feel the rumble. You feel the anxiety. You feel all this stuff. And eventually you get there, but the road takes a little bit longer. And it's just...
And then you don't need the rumble strips after a while. Like
after a while you're on it.
Yeah, you've got the Mamba mentality.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm chasing, man. Like, and sometimes lately it's been pissing me off when I'm getting like really tired, but like I'll see like either like something Jordan or Kobe Bryant on Instagram, like reels, but like those fucking get me fired up. It's like, fuck, Kobe's in the gym right now. Like, I'm just sitting on my ass. Like, I'm getting back in the studio. Like, I gotta write. I gotta record something.
I know that feeling so much, and it's this weird furnace of ambition that is somewhere inside of all of us that sometimes a pilot light goes out.
Yeah.
You need to relight it. I don't know. I've been listening to a lot of like Taoism lately. A lot of like Taoist things.
Yeah.
Like progress through inaction rather than, because I get so I feel like I have to control every little thing, and sometimes with your artistry and your writing and everything, it's out of your control. Sometimes you just need to be the conduit and write, and it's not going to go how you think it's supposed to go. Like I'll write song ideas in my head, and when I finish the song, they don't sound like how I heard them, and so I'm like, well, this is terrible, even though they're probably pretty good.
Yeah.
You just need to kind of progress through inaction, you know.
Yeah.
And that's a weird
letting go of letting go.
Oh my God, it's so hard to do.
Right. Like once you figure that out, you got it. But like sometimes it just happens. Okay, so maybe a week or so ago, I have a good example of this. Okay. I fucking beat the Matrix on this day.
Okay.
So I found a lovely dive bar that like I don't go out that often. Like I've been kind of repressed down here, Adam.
Have you?
Well, not depressed, repressed. I've been repressing like that Johnny T. Beast that hits the town and gets wild.
Yeah,
but like for good reason. Like I've been focused, but like you need a release every once in a while.
Yeah.
Hence that sloppy mess in our last podcast.
That's okay.
Sometimes that's what happens when you don't like let it out every once in a while.
You got to open the valve, dude.
Yeah. Psst, psst.
You got to crank. Sometimes you got to get the monkey wrench out and crank that valve open.
So I fucking cranked this bitch wide open. It was I think it was maybe a Saturday. I went to this lovely dive bar that I discovered near my work, not at work. It's called Tiny's.
Awesome.
Great shit. Love the bartender there. Yeah, it's a new spot that I like to just, and they got live music, whatever. That's not the point. The point is, I consumed 8 alcoholic beverages on that day. That evening, from 5 to I don't know midnight or so.
Okay.
A margarita, 2 Dos Equis, and 6 gin and tonics.
Oh, Dios mío.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Having
That's different than just having 8 Bud Lights.
No. That's why I had to describe it. Like we didn't.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we fucking went for it. And my this is about an hour away from my house.
Okay.
So like I had a good old time, but like enough is enough. Called it, and then walked home. An hour. Went to bed. Woke up at 4 a.m. like I usually do. And started re-recording an episode that I had been procrastinating for like 2 weeks.
Damn, at 4 a.m. or got up early and did it? Wow.
Yeah, that's my usual time. Like.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean I work days at the bar. Like I'm the day bartender.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
and like after dealing with people all day, like I'm fried. Like I'm mentally drained. So
No,
like,
I get it.
Yeah. So if I do it before anything gets in my way, I always get it done.
Yep. I learned that too. Get up and drinking coffee and doing your art is like the best thing in the world.
It is.
Way better than drinking and doing it. Although there's some fun to drinking.
Yeah.
But,
every now and again you got to do that. But
yeah, for sure.
But like there's a cap. Like
Yep.
there's only your motor skills are gonna go after a certain point. You can't really type anymore.
Yeah.
Just errors. Like you're
And I
only
think
killing
your
yourself in
instincts-
the edit room.
Your instincts as an artist aren't as sharp.
Yeah.
I don't think they're as sharp. I think you're more likely to take risks in a story, or it's either or. You're more likely to stay safe and boring, or you're more likely to take dumb, unnecessary risks rather than being really sharp with a story.
Yeah, sticking to it. And like, yeah, and then sometimes you might have something really good.
Sure.
Or other times you'll end up marrying like a really good idea that just doesn't fit.
Yeah.
And now you're like derailing the story to
Yeah.
keep this fucking bit in there.
Right, and you're writing, and you write from you, not the character sometimes.
Yeah.
From my experience is what I'm saying. But,
Yeah, that's a good point. That's definitely truth.
Yeah.
But but like, I think with the drinking, you should drink coffee or you should drink beer and whiskey and brainstorm.
Yeah, totally.
Write down ideas in your notebook. You get some good shit then. Just like sit there on your patio smoking cigarettes and drinking and see what you come up with.
Oh, I love it.
Listening to Jason Aldean.
Oh, Jason Aldean, and that's what we did. That's how we did it in my small town. Is that's how I wrote all my books.
Right. Aldean bumping in the back.
Is he even from a small town, dude? Let's see where I'm gonna look up where he's from, dude.
Oh man,
I guarantee he's not.
He's probably from Atlanta.
That's what I'm saying. He's gotta be. Hold on, Wikipedia. Let's see. Come on. I'll look up Wikipedia.
I can hear the ice cream man outside.
Dude. Maybe he
That's
is.
some
I don't know.
chicharrones.
Maybe I'm going to feel dumb. Born in Macon, Georgia. Macon isn't a small town.
How big is Macon?
Let's check it out.
Check it out.
It's a city, county, consolidated city, county. The heart of Georgia. Macon. Population. Why doesn't it say it?
Unless he just faced you. and it's
Population was
unincorporated.
157,000 people.
That's not a small town, man. Like,
So he was born in Macon, Georgia. Oh, go fuck yourself,
fuck
dude.
out of here.
Although he obviously probably didn't write the song, so whatever. He doesn't know about it writing songs.
He stood behind it like he did.
Damn.
He played the role, just like, oh fuck, this is about something that's true to me.
His
That's
debut.
true and dear to me.
Goddamn, his debut single was Hicktown.
Oh shit. Well,
So he's kind of on brand, I guess. Whatever then.
well, what'd
dude.
you guys expect?
Dude, I don't care about him at all.
No. I just
I'll
thought
never listen to the rest of that song.
Yeah.
I
I just
don't
thought
give
it
a
was funny how like we got another like split and divided like topic that we have to. It was like Will Smith got slapped again.
Yeah. Oh my god. I can't believe you brought me back to that. I was starting to like Will Smith again.
Oh, sorry, man.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. I wish we had a. It's good. I'm glad I brought it up actually, because I wish we had done a podcast on it.
On Will Smith?
Yeah.
We could be the most like timely podcast ever.
Yes. We just got to bring it back. Like
Did you hear about Bill Clinton?
Like well, he said that he did not have sexual relations with that.
Yeah. I don't know what to think.
Right. And then he lied. Oh man, we should impeach him. He's the worst president ever.
He's crazy.
Dude got a blowjob at work.
In the Oval Office.
Yeah. Fuck him.
No, what were you saying about Will Smith?
Oh, I've like, we've talked on the podcast. Like I've been a real bitch in relationships in the past.
Okay.
Before I've grown, before this hero's journey.
Yes.
Before you see the man that's sitting here before you.
And I'm in awe of it.
Thank you.
Unbelievable.
Thank you. Drink it in.
I am. I'll give you a minute. We'll pause this for the folks at home.
I'm simmering. I'm
Good
sizzling
God.
like Michael Jackson.
You kind of look like him.
With beard and all? Or just like... Which
in
version?
no way do you look like Michael Jackson.
Which version? Like I missed that one. Like I was a pretty big MJ fan growing up, but I missed that phase.
You might have looked like his dad maybe at one time.
Oh, definitely. I got some Joe Jackson going on.
You got to sleep in that fireplace, boy.
Yeah, it'll make you a fucking world-class singer.
Isn't that what he did? Didn't he have to like sleep in the fireplace or some shit?
I didn't hear that one.
God, maybe I'm crazy, dude.
There was a lot. I mean, there was a lot though. There's a lot of speculation of what happened.
Yeah.
I started listening to like a story about it on Audible, like an episodic, but then I think my Audible got canceled or something. Starving artist #.
Whatever.
But yeah. Sorry.
Will Smith.
Yeah, but like I've had those Will Smith moments in my life to where I understand. Like you're in between like a rock and a hard place. Like if you're in like if you're being controlled in your relationship, such as it would appear that Jada has over him.
Right.
A little bit of sorcery, maybe some witchcraft, who knows. I'd like to see what it's about though. No, but that choice, like that fight was going to be way worse with Jada at home for not doing something than it would have for like going up and slapping him and kind of doubling down.
You're right. You're probably right. I mean, obviously we don't know for sure.
Right.
But I've been in relationships too where it's been like toxic and manipulative and gaslighting and emotionally abusive, and to where you are so afraid of the consequences of inaction, you'll take any action.
Yeah.
That was just a really crazy thing, huh?
Yeah.
Dude, they're making speaking of like abusive women relationships, they're making like a documentary series on the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing.
Are they?
Yeah.
Did
you ever get deep into that one? Into that trial?
Only through what people spoke about on podcasts. I never watched it. Like I listened to other people talk about it. I didn't listen to the trial itself.
Well, from you and I, our conversations in the past about relationships, and I don't know how, and this we could not necessarily put out in the public because obviously I don't want to blast anybody that I've dated. I've been very, very lucky with a lot of really wonderful, lovely people in my life.
Just call them Wendy.
There's just been one or two that have been really hard on me. And I know that you and I have had a similar situation.
Yeah, definitely.
And when
those are post-podcast talks.
Yeah. But I went through that whole. I went deep on that trial, and I felt like everything he was saying, minus the woman pooping in his bed, was essentially me describing a relationship I was
Yeah.
in.
It's like, fuck.
And it was wild. I felt like validated,
Yeah.
which is crazy because as a man, we're, growing up, the toxic masculinity, we're still of the era where feelings are kind of uncool.
Yeah.
And I think that's still kind of inside of us, maybe.
Right. And because, like, also nobody wants to be the poster child for, like, male domestic abuse.
No,
You know what I mean?
no.
Like, you
Right.
almost have to be fucking Johnny Depp to,
Yes,
like,
very true.
to, like, come out with that to the world. Like, I
But
do
man,
that. I'm kind of doing that. I'm actually kind of doing that a little bit in the first season of How to Write a Novel in 5 Years,
okay.
because so the Ordinary World section in those 6 episodes are all the formative memories, relationships, experiences, and environments that kind of led
Core
me
moments.
up to the call of action, to where I actually decided to start writing this novel.
Wow.
That was 5 years ago last May. So
Wow.
like it starts with like memories of my grandma, and like my first writing assignments in school, and like
Hmm.
the ways I like took shortcuts through things and fucked off, but I was still kind of all right, and like I did
Yeah.
this instead of that, and like all the pipe dreams that I was chasing, or rather the pipe dreams I was waiting to fall in my lap so they could start,
For sure.
until I finally decided to chase one, till I decided to
Yes.
go on the journey and get it. Like I was
Yeah.
sitting dreaming about bliss, and then 5 years ago it snapped and I realized I had to go get it.
Yeah.
And that's when the journey started. So the first season, like it was gonna be through the first year, but like the last episode of Ordinary World just kept getting longer and longer. It's like,
Uh-huh.
fuck, well that's another episode. Well, I'll cut that off. Now that's another episode. Like
Awesome.
it's hard to like it's hard to write about, because there's only supposed to be 1 or 2 episodes, but it's really hard to write about like the most important things that's happened to you over the course of 32 years in like a
Yeah.
30-minute essay. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a challenge, and that's almost like writing a song, though.
Yeah.
You have
It's
to
an
make it lean it
yeah.
out to where people find the emotion, not necessarily the play by play, but the emotion.
Yeah.
That's
And
a lot.
I think I've gotten to that point to where it's like each season feels like its own album.
Yeah, for sure. Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's so cool, dude. That's a cool idea, man. We really got to put some ears on this thing. I don't know how the hell to do it. Maybe sponsors. Maybe you need to be on other people's podcasts.
I know. I want before like I start like this momentum going, like, cuz I'm realizing like it's not just going to the
People aren't
bliss
just gonna
isn't
find it.
the bliss isn't going to fall into my lap.
No.
Um
But
but
this is like the shittiest part about doing all this is promoting and
I know.
you know.
I'd like to get the first season of How to Write a Novel all kind of sewn up and ready.
Uh-huh.
And then like once I have that, I'm switching from I'm s- and it was always the plan, but I'm switching from like straight donation based
Uh-huh.
to dollar a month subscription.
Subscription. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
a
you
good
join.
idea.
Yeah. So I'm putting it back in the Disney vault after I finish it all. And then
Okay.
and
All
then
right,
you
we're
gotta
gonna leave with
subscribe.
that. Okay.
Yeah. But also I'm gonna start recording excerpts of me reading and for YouTube.
Okay.
Kind of like an adult story time show,
Yeah.
like a reading 15 minutes or whatever. So like I can push the excerpts of things, especially How to Write a Novel in 5 years.
Yeah.
I don't want to push all too much of Pete and Gwendolyn, because I'd
Right.
rather people like start from the beginning and let the story.
Well, that's serialized. It needs to be a full story.
Yeah. But like
I get that.
yeah, but How to Write a Novel is just like short stories within a short story, just like
Uh-huh.
clips, and this happened, and they kind of like tie together. So maybe like how we were saying it's like an album. Well, picture the season is the album, and each episode is an album within that album, and there's like maybe like 8 tracks to each. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. That's a good idea. Right on, dude. Well, I'm going to sneak out of here and grab a beer and edit before it gets away, before we have another 2-hour beast.
Right on, right on.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you, man.
Talk to you later.
See ya.